Welcome to considered the best Mexican restaurant in DaLat, Vietnam. I hope my audio is coming through. I believe the man standing there with one of the parrots, and there's another one in the corner. He's the owner. I think he's from Texas, but he doesn't live there. He just pays his taxes from there. So I get lemonade with my meal. So I ordered enchilada combination beef and chicken because I came with an appetite. And I'm hoping to get some members in the chat. Hopefully we're going to have ourselves a fun evening. I came with an appetite, so hopefully I'll be able to get that satisfied here at the Blue Parrot of all places. So yeah, and we've got, I think this is probably, what is that, smoked chilies, I'm trying to remember the name, Chipotle. This is, I think this is Chipotle. And maybe this is Fuego. Hot. I'm hoping it's Fuego. Anyway, and at some point, my trusty tiger beer is going to come in handy. But for the moment, we are going to have ourselves a sip of lemonade. So I'm going to do some checking, if you don't mind. I'm going to check on Twitter, and I'm going to check on YouTube. Let's go with YouTube first. Okay. It takes a while to refresh sometimes. I'm gonna turn down the volume. Go into my channel. Look on the live. Yes, we're live on YouTube. Ergo, that means we might have people come in the chat. Now, if only I can configure the chat. Why don't I chat to myself? Why don't I go into my own live and see if I can kickstart the chat? You can now pin a message on the top of your live chat for viewers to read it. Okay. Well, at the moment, I'm just going to say hi and content myself with that. So no. Okay, there we are. Good. So I'm still getting used to this. All right. I'm pleased with the fact that the microphone is, let's position this so that I don't brush up against it. And I can talk in a hushed geisha spotting voice. Shout out to Dave in case it's needed, but there's competition with the parrots here, and they have a shrill bark as such. But apparently they're used to patrons in the restaurant, according to the owner, what he was saying to visitors from Wisconsin, wherever they might be from. Anyway, glad to be here. Now I'm going to check on Twitter, and I'm going to mention to the Twitter people that I cannot see your comments, but I can because I'll be going into the Twitter chat. Here we go. Okay. So now I'm in the Twitter chat, which means that we won't be missing any comments because I got you on Twitter. Excellent. I've had an amazing day. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. I had an amazing day. and it's still ongoing. I'm looking forward to having a great Mexican meal. So here's to great Mexican food in unusual places. Let me get my chair. So I'm glad I got this back table because I'm not in anybody's ear per se, unless people want to eavesdrop, which I don't mind because I think I need the practice in order to measure how much sharing I do within earshot. See what I'm saying there? It's like sometimes I share on my live streams and sometimes I overshare. But there's a difference between that when you're in earshot of somebody, and then you can kind of tailor where your voice projects. So you don't become that annoying person that's, you know, like when somebody's physically can't remove themselves from your ear, you know, from what you're saying. It's like, so it takes a certain amount of practice to kind of know how to dial back, how to put on that hush tone when it counts, and then to just, you know, be in the moment, which is what I tend to be, and that's when you get forgetful and apparently inconsiderate of other people's personal space. So it's a skill set and learning curve, and you only get better at it with practice. So at this point, I'm kind of pleased that we've got a multicast with Twitter and with YouTube. Oh, great news. I'm up to 47 subscribers from 36 maybe a day ago. So I think I went from 36 to 47 today. So that's only a little aspect of why today was a great day. And I don't think I'm gonna break it down. You just have to take my word for it. If you do want to, well, there's nobody here. So, you know, the replay viewers can't ask me a question per se, although they can after the fact, like they can make comments. So, you know, the notification bell tells you when somebody made a comment on any of your streams, and then hopefully, like all good live streamers, they revisit because they're mindful and they're appreciative of their audience, and they're respectful, you know. People take the time out to, and the least you could do is manage. And luckily I'm not juggling a lot of like pages and things, and I'm doing the best I can. And so far, not a lot is falling through the cracks. I was thinking today that I might want to do some exclusive, like French-speaking events, just to hopefully invite some of my former French viewers who have disappeared since Periscope, you know, shuttered. And that's kind of it's kind of left a big hole because I really needed the practice, and there's a certain amount of fulfillment that I got when I was able to engage with international francophones. I find them more interesting than francophones from my local milieu. I'm not going to go into any reasons why per se. What I might say is, like, I like Americans who travel, in the fact that the ones that don't and have maybe misinformed ideas about things abroad because A, they don't own a passport, and B, they only get their information from a certain bubble per se. Luckily they don't travel, and bonus, I don't really particularly want to share space with them But the Americans who do travel and have a wider scope of what's beyond, those individuals I find interesting and I enjoy spending time with and conversing and all that. And I'm not saying like an absolute black and white, because I'm sure Americans who don't, for whatever reasons, get on a plane and explore the world a little bit, they're better or any different than people who do that. I think you don't interest me, so I'm not going to get myself in any more trouble. Other than what I was making a comparison with French-speaking people in that regard. So yeah, today has been interesting, and it's not over yet. So why don't we stop enough of this intro here, and let's look around the room, shall we? Okay, so the owner is standing there talking to some traveling Americans, and those are his birds. And they were acting up earlier, and now that he's with them and he's just being a personable individual, they seem to be okay with it. He just made a joke. Funny. My food has arrived.
We started out with 50 this morning. We're down to 2 birds left. The last 2. Where are you from?
That was funny. Now look at me food. So I think this is a coleslaw of sorts, and there is it's an enchilada and a beef and chicken, and so I believe I have what I need to make myself happy.
What's the parrot's name?
And what I'm going to try and do is not be so close, but try and give you guys, yes, because the star of the show, apart from the birds, is Zamil.
Pardon me?
Oh, I was just live streaming on Twitter and YouTube, and I was showing them the star of the show, Zamil. Yeah. I think you're the owner.
Huh?
You're the owner of this establishment?
Yes.
I'd like to hopefully introduce yourself.
Tim.
So this is Tim.
Hi.
He owns the place, and I assume these are his children, his kids, except for the ones that end up on the plates. Then they're not so much.
Yeah, I get it.
So, anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he seemed quite thrilled to be on YouTube. All right, back to the start of the show. Where to start? Tim. Okay, I'm gonna ask Tim if this is chipotle smoked, peppers. I'm gonna ask him what that is, and then we're gonna get started with the meal. See if I got any comments. Nobody's come in yet. Okay, great, fine, good. So that means I'm neglecting no one.
It won't work.
Oh my god. Alrighty. So let's give the rice a little go.
How long have you been here then?
Wow, check out the taco.
Started my 13th year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What made you decide?
How would you rate this just from the looks of it?
I was in the U.S. and I went to see a psychiatrist, and he diagnosed me as being
I
crazy.
think this is refried beans and guacamole, but I'm not sure.
He said I should go live in a country where they're all crazy.
Oh, good.
I came, it worked out.
Let's give this a little taste test.
Oh yeah.
So this is I think the palate cleanser.
Oh, the old-fashioned way, where you just tell you.
Actually, yes, because it's kind of bland, but it's got all those enzymes. Oh wait, there's really good spices in here that hit you after a few seconds. Tim,
me get that out of your way?
Sure thing, buddy. Thank you.
All right, Tim's busy. He's doing the rounds. I'm gonna wait till he's not so busy. Tim,
Yes.
is this Chipotle?
It has some.
Okay, so it's that smoky flavored
yeah,
chili. I
yeah.
love that. What is that?
That's just a salsa that we make here. It's got.
Is it fuego?
Oh no. Fuego.
I like fuego.
Fuego?
Fuego.
No. We make all our chilies
Okay.
here. No, we
Okay,
don't
no, you don't make anything hot.
We do have some that are hotter that
Yeah.
we do not make here.
Okay.
That the Koreans like. You want something hotter?
Just yeah to.
Okay, I'll get you.
Yes. Great. So we're going fuego. But so they make this here. So we're gonna give this. I'm gonna try it on the rice because. Put it on the rice. There we go. And Tim's gonna come back, so we're gonna keep him in the shot because we're trying to be the best camera guy that we possibly can. There we go. Do. Okay, so this is the homemade chutney something or other. It's hot, but I was looking for fuego, which means like a volcanic heat. Okay, and now I'm gonna try. So this is not full chipotle, but some of it. I love that smoky flavor.
I'm sorry, we're just really short of people. Sorry to make you wait.
That's quite all right. You didn't make me wait at all. Hot. Actually, the chipotle is hot. And asking you shall receive. So the color of this is very red. Look at how red that is. So I'm gonna put some on the taco. Let me adjust my camera. I'm gonna put some on the taco. There we go. All right. So we asked where we got it. Let's see what happens. By the way, they don't have napkins here. They have, well, they have a real nice. Yes, and yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, man. So, I'm gonna ask myself, why did I come to a Mexican restaurant? Or the best in the city? Because it makes me happy. Because it brings me joy. Not that complicated. Yeah.
Just not the stressed out.
It's starting to get. Generally, my face when I'm eating spicy Indian food or spicy Mexican food, I get the perspiration around the forehead and around the eyes. If I'm wearing my glasses, they fog up. That's how I know I'm eating something really good. Yes, yes, yes.
It's almost annoying to see the meat inside in Vietnam.
I just might order something else on the menu after I'm done. It's a possibility. You know, somebody asked me to tell them what my favorite meal was in all of Vietnam, and I was taken aback because I hadn't really thought of it, and thinking about it made me revert back to that scene in Sophie's Choice where she's asked to pick one of her kids, and I didn't want to be put in that position. But I have a feeling this is a very close contender. We'll wait till I'm finished and then have a think about it a bit. Because there's been so much going on, it's hard to filter and distill what's going on when there's things that continuously are happening. So.
Oh yeah, no, I do this one. Yeah, that's out. Yeah, that's all right. I don't want to short change. Yeah, all of that. No, it wasn't part. Just like really sorry. Every year you have like some sort of like police night or something.
Sorry about the occasional messiness.
So it stands for like really small, but like really.
So
every 2 days we like new people come in. I was in 6 days.
it is now getting 8 in the morning, so people are just getting up. Hot Mexican food is not necessarily what I would say is good for breakfast viewing, but
You have to go. It's a bit rushed. It's so rushed. Coming over there, you're 10 hours.
I can't control time zones.
You know, you were in Canada Buffaloes, and I was walking, you and Connie were like walking back out, and I was like, oh, great, now I'm going to tipsy shit. Christmas Eve. Oh, that's how you met me.
This one is chicken. The other one was beef.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're both good. I'm gonna have to give this restaurant a review. Not that it needs it, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I need the practice.
Yeah, they were. I had this one. Yeah, did the restaurant.
That's what I was saying. I don't have a name. Is anyone? See you, man. Even if we went to call it each other, like, we'd always be like, someone would be
He'd be on the
saying,
flights, and like I'll be like doing on next thing.
yeah.
But I didn't spend too much. So I haven't spent a lot of time in North Thailand, whereas I done like the east side of Thailand. I've already done it, but I only done like 2 days and 2 days in Thailand, and just to see what it's like, and then back away. But I got friends from the UK, so like in the Fed, so they will teach you, so they got to get that like 50 so as soon as they can wake up, you do that.
Oh yeah, you said that when you see them, it's gonna make them
yeah, I'm not too sure yet. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna feel like. He's gonna probably say goodbye to them, and gonna feel like, oh shit, I'm gonna start missing home now. Like, and then potentially I've got another friend.
See, I couldn't Sophie's choice in between Indian and Mexican food, and even some Chinese food, because you can get some exquisitely prepared dishes. So, and then a Thai food, of course.
She wants to go travelling as well.
And of course, I haven't
He was ready to like.
really fully explored everything Vietnam has to offer. So there's always room for more. So I really can say my favorite. You know how it works? Is it works like this. On any given day, I might feel like Italian. I might feel like French. I might feel like, New York, Delhi. That's what I think is beautiful about enjoying food, enjoying eating, is sometimes you know what you want when you want it. And today's, I wanted Mexican. And boy, am I getting it.
They get along really well if it wasn't for location issues.
She's going to be pissed off if he comes over here and see us. And she wants to go travelling as well.
Oh, okay. So this is a wrap. Actually, it's in a roll, and then it's covered in, I think, a mole. It might be a mole.
Right, if you have 2 different tablets, yeah, there should be another bit. One more bit.
So it might be a mole.
That's it. I think we had 2
Let me
different
adjust
tablets.
my tripod, and we can look at what's remaining. There we are.
Yeah.
No, we had it
What's up with this one and the normal one?
Yeah. Yeah, man. So let's use our utensils.
You're not going for a glass. No. That's acceptable. That's. I'll be proud of that blind.
Drizzle some of this fuego. Okay.
If he stays with me. Oh no, if he stays with her, he'll
Says
go
with
travelling with her.
then no. I don't really want to be forward traveling with
Oh, man.
my girlfriend, so.
Yeah, the best part is
Then
in the
we
middle.
Then I'll be like,
Oh, perfect, thank you.
I don't mind them. I like it, but the whole month, like.
I believe this is a mole. I think there's chocolate in the mole. Thank God I don't know everything. And I'm kind of guessing around the perimeters of things. And I can be corrected if I have a false notion.
So like the.
But I know what I like. And I like this.
So that's what the plan was. And then the heat may have to look at the Philippines.
Yes, yes, yes.
I can't wait for that. Yeah,
So, look at this.
I'm allocating quite a bit of money for that. Because it's like. Actually, I think it's
So this is ground beef
It's a weird situation over.
inside a soft tortilla.
Japan's probably got a memory for Asia anyway. I'm just waiting to April because they've got the.
And then I'm gonna have a little bit of my coleslaw to cleanse my palate and cool things down.
Plus it'll be warmer as well. So.
And it has a little kick at the end of it.
Oh really? Just gonna have one close enough to us.
I'm not sure if I can identify if it's cumin or something.
If he's been really big now. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, this meal is reaffirming my absolute devotion to Mexican flavors and Mexican culinary
Sorry.
expression.
Oh, culture stuff.
Things that grow in the Yucatan. But you know, that's what I think is all the wonderful things that come from the Yucatan can also come from here.
A lot of the time we just go to like
So yeah, I think that's a thing that Southeast Asia and Mexico both enjoy is something that comes from the ground. Tastes so good.
You know everyone there. You just sort of like, oh,
Oh, no, I'm too old for that.
It's not. It's
I was
not.
there when I was 18. So,
Oh, fair enough.
so yeah.
Everyone knows your business.
France is such a small place. Everyone knows everyone.
So,
I would make
you
my
don't
own
have to travel to Mexico
outside of where it is, but
to enjoy
rather
good
than
Mexican food.
and you just went to like this local community hall thing.
Or this could be considered Mex-Tex.
And there's this one building.
Should we didn't hire
I'm okay with that. I really don't know where the borderline is or the demarcation line, but I've heard purists refer to what I thought might be considered Mexican as actually no, it's Mex-Tex. Okay.
What was that place with? That sounds something worse than that.
So that's the, there's a pair of parrots here. And they're quite vocal.
So, Connie, you doing Australia as well, working over there? Or, oh, no, you're going back home. So, did you quit your job or just pause it? Oh,
I've been there like 3 years, so I was ready to move on anyway. So
what would you do back at home?
a month in, go steady home.
Oh, nice. Like, so all the digital marketing and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like all round month. It's like a business practice.
Oh,
I've been
Where's your spread?
We decided we were going to go travelling around February time, so I was like, there's no point changing jobs
Yeah,
no.
for like 6 months before we go.
I think it's
Yes.
Yeah, when you know it, it's easy. It's like relax.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
You
What
know,
did you do?
A management accountant.
I'm starting to actually feel full,
It's so
but
good though during lockdown.
I kind of like being
well,
in
enjoying
here,
it.
even
So
with the
during lockdown,
squawky
working quite a lot.
squawk
Work,
box birds.
on 2 days of work a week. Other than that, I was just like, yeah, in the spas and the gym, like there's no spa, just like, it was bad. It was bad.
I get messages from them like, oh, I've just done a gym workout.
So it's lacking off so
I
bad.
don't know.
Well, that's the phone. That's the thing. So I had like a phone. So like any messages will come through to the phone.
So you can do it on the phone.
Yeah, I'll get back to you in a bit. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
How does your job consist of though? I don't get it. Like, I don't know.
So like,
Business, is it?
Yeah.
it was care homes. So the part I done was sort of reporting. Like
I remember
marketing spend,
my
sort of any-
first trip
yeah.
to Central
Not any direct
America,
costs, like not even direct
where
costs,
I
anything else.
toured. I started off in Honduras,
Sort of like building-
a diving island called Roatan,
They were.
and then I made my way
Got COVID.
inland to the coast to a city called La Ceiba. And from La Ceiba, I took a bus to a place called Copan, which is on the Honduran-Guatemalan border. And then from Copan, made my way into Guatemala and visited a number of places.
Yeah.
That was a memorable trip.
So boring, but it was easy.
And
So that's why I liked it.
one of my safe go-to meals
Bit of work here, then like
was
after that,
chicken
like,
nachos.
it was kind of bad.
Pollo,
Yeah, bad
right?
development. I wanna do
But
something
all over
with
Guatemala, the pollo nachos were excellent.
I like playing with software maybe.
And I even realized that
Honestly, that was for a year.
it was easy to actually pick up Spanish, spoken Spanish, conversational Spanish, like knowing how to order your breakfast, knowing how your eggs, your huevos prepared,
I was going for that.
knowing what you wanted in your coffee, cafe con leche,
When I knew I was going, like,
coffee with
travelling,
milk,
and got the bungalow,
and then you know when you wanted something with con carne, which meant with meat, and it just seemed like a natural ability to just keep adding to your repertoire of Spanish words. Like, for instance, if you're in a narrow, like a staircase or something, and somebody wants to go past you, or you want to go past somebody, you say something politely like "permiso," permission to pass. Or people are bothering you, you say "no molesto," don't molest me. So yeah, all of these little things are coming back to me from the mid-90s. And unfortunately, I haven't been back to Central America since the mid-90s, but I certainly would like to, and especially to augment my learning of acquired Spanish, and hopefully retain. And actually, when you hear, you end up pronouncing better. So I assume if you're living in Vietnam for a certain amount of time, you end up getting better at discerning how to pronounce name places and such. But it is challenging because of the mask. It's hard to, when speaking, people are speaking English to you as a second language, and you can't see their lips move. It sometimes requires, asking them to repeat it 3 or 4 times. I'm starting to feel full, and I have a full beer to eat, but I could nibble on something if I decide to continue sitting here for a while. So it looks like this entire meal is for you replay people. Hi, air replay people. I ordered just the right amount of food, and I'm thinking, should I? No, I won't have anything for takeaway. What I might do is, I might walk around and find a banh mi place, or actually check the Google machine and see, like within like 200 yards, something to that effect, where I can get a good selection of banh mi's and have them prepare me a banh mi for a takeaway. So maybe I can have it at 3 in the morning, or maybe I can have it tomorrow.
Because they're crying out for it, like absolutely crying. It's such a big place, they just don't have the supplies at the moment.
Excellent meal.
Oh yeah, it's just more that like they're so backdated on like electrical stuff, but like I think I need to go home first and then go home now. Probably do like a year.
So in this cabbage, like fermented cabbage, like the Koreans have something called kimchi, and many varieties of kimchi. And you have Eastern Europeans that also do things with cabbage, sauerkraut, and such. And then I guess this is like Mexican cabbage, but there's certain enzymes in the cabbage I think that help break down your digestion and help things along. So here's to good healthy eating. So out of 10, I'm going to give it a 9. And I'm just going to leave that extra 1 in case somewhere down the roads, 20 years from now, something blows me really out of the water. But yeah, 9 is high praise.
Can I order some more food, please?
More food?
Yes, please.
Yes, that's allowed.
Can I have a chicken burrito?
The chicken burrito?
Yes,
Okay.
please. No, go for it. No, it's only
I think I'm being eyeballed by the parrots. I don't have I need my glasses too. Aha! So let's see if we can, develop a connection here.
No, they were actually, when I basically like, they were noticing.
Okay, well the light
I think they thought I was asking for a pay rise.
you're on YouTube.
Yeah, because you started.
That's what you do, don't you?
Yeah, I think I basically worded proper bad. I basically was like, oh, I really enjoyed my time here, etc. like that. And then
I know you wrote something really quite lovely on yours, and I was like, no, I didn't look
oh,
at it.
thank you. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, 'cause I think it's the manager, she was like super cool. So yeah, I was like, just like saying like, thank you. Yeah, she definitely thought, I was like, yeah, she was shocked.
Okay.
Actually, originally,
So,
actually, offered me, like, what's
the birds are not paying attention to me or you. Well, that's okay.
Yeah, that's me. I applied for
We're not that needy.
for like 6 months. You know,
We gave them a fair shake.
travel for like 6 months.
And so I think I'm going to choose to put an end to the broadcast so that
Oh, I thought it was ages ago.
it's just for the review, the replay set.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, you know, it doesn't go too long. And okay, let me see if I can get a graphic for this place. It's called the Blue Parrot, and it's in DaLat. I'm dyslexic. DaLat, Vietnam. Burritos, Mexican. There's stuff on the wall. Margarita, relax one, crazy. It's not a competition.
Yeah, that actually 6 months is a long time.
So yes, it is the Blue Parrot.
Oh, you put
It's
that, you wouldn't even like
you
it.
put
If
Blue
you're a different
Parrot
person, you wouldn't even like the
Mexican
same stuff you would do.
restaurant in DaLat, and I believe there's only one, and only. It's a must. You must. And it's well decorated, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables, and the corner for the birds. So it's not a huge place. I can imagine, you know, it being swamped. Especially if there were more American tourists, because right now there were more Brits in here than there were Americans, from what I could tell. I don't consider myself an American. I consider myself a Montrealer. We were talking about this earlier today. I don't necessarily identify as a Quebecer or a Quebecois, and also not so much as a Canadian, because Canada is extremely diverse, and the West Coast is different. Even in the West Coast, you have people from BC, and you have people from Vancouver. Again, different. You know, people from Vancouver have more in common with people from Seattle and Washington. Yeah, Seattle and San Francisco and so on. And then people from Alberta, culturally, generally, I think have more in common with Texas. And people from Ontario, well, they're a thing unto themselves. And then there's Quebec, which is, you know, a distinct society, whatever the hell that means. It's supposed to mean something. And then, yeah, the thing I identify the most with is being a Montrealer. And an Anglophone Montrealer, but I'm also originally Francophone, except I was educated in English. So I'm most comfortable with the English language, and I'm kind of fond also of my French heritage. And every day, and every month, and every year, I do what I can to augment my ease with my French-Canadian heritage and culture. And I also like to consider myself a citizen of the world based on the amount of traveling that I've done. So this is a Montrealer hopefully putting their best foot forward. Having said that, I think that's a good place to end the broadcast. And we'll have more. And yeah, I think I've done my part to, well, apart from the fact that I'll give this establishment a good review because it's deserving of such. It has brought me joy today, now, having eaten here. Yeah, I'm joyful for having had a meal here. Yeah, so lucky. I tell you, it feels so good. Thanks for coming in and watching the replay.
Nothing too bad, right? Nothing hard for
Okay, let me just...
Have a seat.